Hello! The sixth round of the Tome Topple Readathon is about to start, so I thought today I'd show you the 3 books that I'm hoping to complete in the weeks from the 29th of June to the 12th of July. In this readathon, started by Sam over on Thoughts on Tomes, the aim is to read books that are longer than 500 pages. I'm taking that guideline loosely because I didn't want to read any books that I'd have to buy new. I wanted to read books that I actually own because I tend to just postpone reading the thick books because they intimidate me. So even though there are 5 challenges, one being reading more than 1 tome, reading a graphic novel over the 500 pages, reading a book in a series, buddy reading a book, and reading an adult novel, I'm probably only going to complete 3 if I finish the books that I'm hoping to get through. The very first is Alias Gray by Margaret Atwood. This one, my copy at least, only has 470 pages, so technically not enough, but it's a really big heavy book and it takes away a lot of space in my bookcase, and some versions of it apparently do have more than 500 pages. I gave it a little Google and the paperbacks apparently often have more than 500 pages. This book is a historical fiction about a woman who is convicted for murder and she claims she doesn't remember a single thing. I don't know much about this. Apparently it's been turned into a series, much like Margaret Atwood's Handmaid's Tale, which is the only other novel of hers that I have read. Also, I like the fact that this would double up for the Canadian readathon that is happening in the beginning of July. So this is one that I've wanted to read for ages, I've had for ages, and this Tome Topple Readathon hopefully will give me the final push that I need. Then I went to the library to have a look what kind of graphic novels they have. I don't read a lot of them, and I certainly don't read any that are really, really long. So I picked up Scott McCloud's Bildhauer. This obviously is the German translation. Originally this is called The Sculpture, about a man who is given 200 days to live by death in exchange for the gift and ability to sculpt whatever he wants. And unfortunately, I'm sorry for the glare, he falls in love, and I reckon that kind of lessens his enthusiasm about him only having 200 days left to live. I really only picked this up because this was like the only fat graphic novel that my library had, but I actually quite like the style. It's really, really simple and in these sort of sepia tones, which I feel like are in. So I'll read this. It being a graphic novel, hopefully that will go by quickly and can give me a break from the sort of more dense books that I'm going to read, especially because the 3rd book I'm going to read is A Little Life, which everyone seems to have already read except for me. This perfectly is on my Kindle, which is great because in the 2nd week of the readathon I will actually be on holiday and I really wouldn't want to be carrying a chunky book with me. So within the readathon I've given myself a bit of a structure. In the 2nd week I want to read A Little Life by by this person who everyone seems to already have read anyway. This story, which spans more than 700 pages, is about 4 friends and their relationships and hardships. From all that I know, apparently it comes with a myriad of trigger warnings for all kinds of horrible stuff, and for that reason some people seem to hate it because they think it's a cheap shot at just making you either feel disgusted or torn up or sad or hurt, and some people think it's really powerful and impactful. I've heard both, and I'm looking forward to come up with my own opinion in this case. So those are the 3 books that I'm hoping to read during the period of the Tome Topple Readathon. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not specifically buddy reading any one of these books, but let me know if you are, because then, hey, we can. And I am hoping to read a few other books on the side, but that might be a bit ambitious. Maybe I'll mix it up with some sort of shorter, chirpier ones. I'll see how it goes. And I hope you all join and get some of those books that you find really intimidating off your bookshelves. I do have many more that I could read should I, for some crazy reason, actually get through all these 3 books. But I'm setting the bar, well, not low, but somewhat realistic. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.